Very, very good morning to all of you, my friends. Welcome back. So, I hope you guys have revised what I have discussed in the previous session, that is cost sheet. So, let me summarize what all I have discussed. So, when talking about cost sheet, it's one of the easiest chapter of the syllabus, and examiner asks questions, but not that frequently. Further, cost sheet is a statement wherein we systematically record all the costs that are related to manufacture a product. When talking about cost, it can be classified in two parts, that is direct cost and indirect cost. Direct cost, that is directly attributable in manufacturing a product. When talking about indirect cost, the cost that play a supporting role in manufacturing a product. Direct cost covers direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses. And indirect cost covers indirect material, indirect labor, and indirect expenses. Basically, indirect cost is what we call as overheads. So this indirect cost is incurred at three stages, that is factories, office and administration, and selling and distribution. So this is all what about the basic part. When talking about the statement of cost, let me give you a quick brief. So we will start with direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses. If direct material is not given straight away and some information is given as regards opening and closing stock of raw material, so then we will write as opening stock of raw material, add purchase of raw material, less closing stock of raw material. We will get raw material consumed. In this, we will add direct labor and direct expenses. The total will be what? My prime cost. In prime cost, we will add all the factory overheads. In prime cost, we will add all the factory overheads. We will get gross work or factory cost. Now, in gross work or factory cost, one second. I'm sharing the screen also for your reference. So, in gross factory or work cost, in gross factory or work cost, we will make adjustments of opening and closing work in progress. We will get factory cost or work cost. Now, in factory cost or work cost, we have to add few items. First one is quality control cost. Second one is research and development cost. Third one is administration overhead related to production. Fourth is we will subtract credit for recoveries, and then we will add primary packing cost. So after making all these adjustments, the figure what we will be getting is cost of production. After making all these adjustments, we'll be getting cost of production. And in cost of production, we have to make adjustments of opening and closing stock of finished goods. In cost of production, we will make adjustments of opening and closing stock of finished goods. We will get cost of goods sold. After calculating cost of goods sold, we will add administration overhead, that are general administration overhead related to office. Further, we will add all the selling and distribution cost. We will get cost of sales. Now, suppose interest cost is given in the question. So it is to be shown separately after selling and distribution cost. I repeat again, guys, very important. Do make a note of it. If interest cost or finance cost is given, after adding selling and distribution cost, we will add separately interest cost or finance cost, and this is how we will calculate cost of sales. In cost of sales, we will add markup, that is by profit, to calculate the estimated sales amount. So this is all what about, brief about the format of cost sheet. Further, there are certain items that are to be ignored while preparing cost sheet. That is bad debts. Then we can say discount allowed, any sort of provisions, appropriations, abnormal items, abnormal losses, or abnormal gains, interest received, dividend received, any appropriation, profit or loss on sale of assets or investment. If assets purchased or assets sold, or details are given related to any balance sheet item that are to be ignored while preparing cost sheet. So this is all what we have discussed in the previous session. If you guys have any doubts or queries relating to whatever we have discussed, you guys can post your queries. Else, we will start with the practical questions that are given in study material. So anyone with any doubts or queries? Good morning, Regan. Good morning, Akhila. Good morning, Gayatri. Good morning, Ananya. So anyone with any doubts or queries? Whatever we have discussed in the previous session. It is to be shown separately, Diksha. Earlier interest was to be ignored, but yes, now after necessary amendments, interest cost also form parts of cost sheet. Good morning, Mathili. Good morning, Navneet. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? Good morning, Prachi. Yes, anyone else with any doubts or queries? I hope you have revised what I have discussed in the previous session. So let's start. I'll be discussing questions from study material. So I request you guys to open your study material. I'll be starting with illustration number 1, page number 6.10. I request you guys to open your study material. I'll be discussing illustration number 1. Yes, Navneet, don't worry. I'll be solving illustration number 3 also. Okay, Acha, you have solved. Very good. Yes, Harshvardhan, tell me. You can unmute and you can speak to me. Let me discuss this point, please. Bala Murugan, let me complete the question first. Then whatever the queries you have, I'll be discussing all your queries. Yes, Harshvardhan. Yes. This is available over ICAI portal. Just type over Google CA Inter Study Material. You will be directly, you will go directly to the link of ICAI. So you can just type over Google ICAI CA Inter Study Material. So let's start with illustration number 1. Else you can refer your study material also. So let's start with illustration number 1. The following data relates to the manufacture of a standard product during the month of April. That is, raw material is given 1,80,000, direct wages are given 90,000, machine hours work 10,000 hours, and machine hour rate is given. So basically, these are my factory overheads, and they are absorbed on the basis of machine hours. So 80,000 will be my factory overheads. Administration overhead general, selling overheads are given, unit produced, unit sold is given, selling price in units is given. Cost per unit and profit for the month is given, you have to calculate. So let's start. Units manufactured is 4,000 units. So let's start. So herein no information is given as regards opening and closing stock of raw material. So we will be directly writing raw material and direct wages. No information is given as regards direct expenses. The total will be prime cost. So let's start. It is 1,80,000 and 90,000. My prime cost will be 2,70,000. Now, when talking about calculation of per unit, 1,80,000 divided by 4,000 units were manufactured. So this will be 45 and this will be 22.5. This will be divided by 4,000 units. So the total cost will be 67.5. We will add all the factory overheads. Now see, the information is given as regards machine hours worked and the machine hour rate, that is 8 rupees per hour. One second, let me check if there are any queries. To this, now this 3,50,000 should be my gross work cost. After this, that we will make adjustments of opening and closing work in progress. We will get gross factory or work cost. Sorry, factory cost or work cost. But say, since no information is given in this question as regards opening and closing work in progress, so this will be my factory cost or work cost. Now in this we will make adjustments of quality control cost, research and development cost, administration overhead related to production, primary packing cost, and we will subtract credit for recoveries. Now all these items are not mentioned in the question. So it means what? We have to ignore. So this will be directly what? My cost of production. Since no information is given as regards any of the items, so this will be what? Straight away my cost of production. In cost of production, we will make adjustments of opening and closing stock of finished goods. Now see, herein in this question, no information is given as regards opening stock of finished goods. However, see, units manufactured were 4,000 and units sold were 3,600. It means what? 400 units are still in stock. See, units manufactured were 4,000 and units sold were 3,600. It means 400 is what? Closing stock of finished goods. When talking about, as I have mentioned also in my in the previous session, that finished stock is always valued at cost of production, assuming FIFO method. So finished stock is always valued at cost of production. So what will be the value of finished stock? That is 400 units into my cost of production is 87.5. So this will be 35,000. Finished stock is valued at cost of production. So we will subtract closing stock of finished goods. That is 35,000. So this will be 3,15,000. This will be what? My cost of goods that are sold. Cost of the goods that are sold. So out of 4,000 units, the proportionate cost of 400 units is already deducted. So this will be the cost of what? Balance 3,600 units. So 3,15,000 will be the cost of what? Balance 3,600 units. Till here, we'll be using what? Units. Till here, we'll be using units manufactured. And from here and onwards, we'll be using units sold to calculate the cost per unit. Now this is done. We will add general administration overhead. So general administration overheads are how much? 35,000. Selling and distribution overheads. Five. So 3,600 into 5. That is 18,000. This will be my cost of sales. If you want to prepare statement of profit, let me first solve this question, then I'll address to all your queries. $3,600 units are sold at the rate 125. So this will be 4,50,000 minus cost of sales will be 3,68,000. So this will be 82,000 will be my profit. So now let me check all your queries. If anyone having any doubts in this part, you guys can post your queries. Very good, everyone. So anyone with any doubts or queries, you guys can post your queries. Yes, I think few students were having queries in this question. So one question, illustration number one, the closing stock of finished good, this is only subtracted from the cost, not in the per unit. What's the idea behind that? Bala Morgan, I hope this part is clear now. This is basically the proportionate cost of, see, this is the cost of 4,000 units, and this is the proportionate cost of 400 units. That's it, nothing more than that. Anyone with any doubts or queries? Yes, this is the basically the stock of finished goods. This will be sold at later on. I'm not getting what you're saying. Why are we accruing those earlier? Arey bhai, simple. It's a very simple concept. 4,000 units you have manufactured. Out of 4,000 units, 400 units are still in stock, and only we were able to sell 3,600 units. So the proportionate cost of 400 units will be shown as the value of finished stock. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? Those who want to copy the explanation, or those who want to write down anything, just giving you 2 to 3 minutes. Whatever you want to write, you can write. Else, the solution is there in the study material. But yes, those students who are facing any queries in this question, you can just write down the comments that this is what sir taught and this is what I have understood. So, giving you 2 minutes. Those who have any queries, also, you guys can post. Where exactly you are finding difficult, Mr. Kabira? See, till here, will be using units manufactured, that is 4,000 units. And from here and onwards, will be using units sold, 3,600 units. So 3,15,000 divided by 3,600, 35,000 divided by 3,600, 18,000 divided by 3,600. Please check, Akila. Mr. Kabira, please check. Akila, hopefully your query is resolved now. Anyone else with any doubts? See, the solution is given in the study material, but these explanatory parts, I request you guys to copy. I'll be posting few questions also along with the answer, Maithili, don't worry. So let's start with illustration number 2 from study material. Mostly in a day or two, I'll be posting variety of question along with the solution and the explanation. So don't worry, guys. So illustration number 2 now. So the following information has been obtained from the records of ABC Corporation for the period from 1st June to 30th June, wherein the opening and closing stock of raw material is given, opening and closing stock of work in progress is given, opening and closing stock of finished goods is given. Purchase of raw material is also given, wages paid, factory overhead, administration overhead related to production, selling and distribution cost, and sales. You are required to prepare a statement giving the following information regarding raw material consumed, prime cost, factory cost, cost of goods sold, and net profit. So it's a very easy question. So let's solve this. Thereafter, we'll move towards the next illustration. So since the units are not given, so no need to calculate per unit. Yes, raw material need to be calculated here. Raw material consumed need to be calculated here. So let's start. So we'll start with opening stock of raw material, that is 60,000. Purchases of raw material, that is 4,80,000. We will subtract closing stock of raw material, that is 50,000. So final amount what we'll be getting is four lakh 90,000. In this, we will add direct wages paid, that is 2,40,000. We will get that is 7,30,000. In this, we will add all the factory overheads. In this, we will add all the factory overheads, that is 1 lakh rupees. We will get gross factory cost. In this, we will make adjustments of opening and closing work in progress. We'll make adjustments of opening and closing work in progress, that is 12,000 and 15,000. We'll get factory cost or work cost. In this, we will add only one item is given, that is administration overhead related to production. That is 50,000. So we'll get cost of production. In this, we will make adjustments of opening and closing stock of finished goods. $90,000 and 1,10,000. We will get cost of goods sold, that is 8,57,000. In cost of goods sold, we will add all the administration overhead, general and selling and distribution overhead. So herein only selling and distribution overheads are given, that is 25,000. We'll get cost of sales. If the sales is given, the sales is given in the question, that is 10 lakh. So if we add profit, we'll get sales. So profit is not given, however, sales is given 10 lakh. So it will be 1,18,000 will be my profit. So the point is very simple, friends, that if you are thorough with the format and concepts, there are hardly any chances of any mistake in the solution. So the point is, if you are thorough with the format and if you have practice, then you can easily solve the question of cost sheet. If you guys have any doubts or queries, you guys can post your queries. Very good, everyone. Very good, everyone. Yes, Methili, tell me. Yes, Methili. Sales minus cost.
Hello.
1 second, Methili.
Yes, sir.
10 lakh is my sales and 8,82,000 is my cost of sales. So this will be my profit. Yes, Methili, tell me.
Yes, sir. I'm confusing about opening stock of finished goods and closing stock of finished goods. While we calculating the cost, opening stock of finished goods is 90,000 is the cost, correct, sir?
Where? Here, right?
I,
This is the cost.
yes, sir. I'm not understanding the logic. That is cost of production is we producing the cost at 8 lakh 77,000, and opening stock of finished goods means what
The
is that?
value of finished goods that are currently in stock. See, we are applying simply the FIFO method. That is, units manufactured will be units who are in stock will be sold first, then the units manufactured. This is what I want to say.
Okay, that means opening stock
FIFO,
of
first
finished
in,
goods.
first out. The units that are in stock will be sold first. Thereafter, the units manufactured will be sold first. See, sold thereafter. Further, if any units are still in stock, that will be from the units that are manufactured this year. So closing stocks जो हमारे पास है, whatever the closing stock we have, that will be from the units manufactured this year.
Okay, then opening stock of finished goods means this is the
Last year
cost.
closing stock is opening stock of finished goods. When talking about units sold, this will be first from the opening stock of finished goods, then will be from the units manufactured. Very simple concept. Let's say we have opening stock of 2000 units. Okay, units manufactured were, let's say, 10,000. So 12,000 units we have, but when talking about units sold, it is only 8,000 units were sold. It means closing stock is how much,
4,000.
right? Now, when
Yes.
talking about these units sold, these 8,000 units sold, this will be from what? Opening stock units that were 2,000 units will be sold, and 6,000 units that were manufactured will be sold. Understand?
Yes,
See,
sir.
these 8,000 units are sold. It means what? 2,000 were from the opening stock, and 6,000 were from the units that are manufactured during the year.
Newly produced.
So out of 10,000, 6,000 units manufactured were sold. So 4,000 are what? Still in stock.
Yes, sir. Understood. My doubt is finished goods means opening stock of finished goods is our last month opening closing stock, correct, sir?
Opening stock of finished goods is what? Last month closing stock.
Yes, sir. Okay, so then closing stock of finished goods means this month we produced cost
This
of
month we manufactured 10,000 units. Of this, 6,000 units were sold. So 4,000 units are still in stock of the units that we have manufactured.
yes, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Anil, tell me. Yes, Meenu, they do follow FIFO method only. Yes, Anil, tell me.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Anil, tell me.
Sir, I'm clear with that. As we adjust opening finished goods and closing finished goods after cost of production, but I need some clarity regarding why we are triggering out opening WIP and like closing WIP at that stage after gross factory cost. Like, I need one small
Generally, the
logic.
other overheads are charged only after the units are manufactured. That's why. So, these overheads are charged only on the units that are finished. These units are still in process, and this process gets over after factory cost. Till factory cost. In short, work in progress will be valued till factory only.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. These overheads are charged on the finished products, that is administration overhead related to production, quality control cost. All these are charged on the finished units only.
Okay, sir.
Anyone else with any doubts or queries?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Nisha, just let me complete the basic question because still many students are not thorough with the basic concepts. And in short, one question that is important from past examination, that is reverse calculation. Rest everything is same. More or less the questions are same in the exams, apart from one specific question that is reverse calculation. So if the time permits, I'll discuss that question. Else I'll provide a writing explanation and I'll post the PDF. Don't worry, Nisha. Rest all the questions are more or less same that are given in study material. But yes, one question is important. If the time permits, I'll discuss. Else, once you are thorough with the basic concepts, I'll just post a handwritten solution for better understanding how to solve a reverse calculation question. So don't worry, Nisha. Anyone else? Minu said cost sheet is a statement of calculation of cost, so need to calculate the overall cost. So if there is any byproduct and profit, should deduct it or ignore it. So Minu, as I mentioned also, that less credit from recoveries. After calculating the factory cost, you have to deduct credit for recoveries. So credit for recoveries means what? The amount realized on sale of byproduct. So if any waste or scrap is generated from a manufacturing process, and if that waste can be sold in the market at a very nominal price, so whatever the amount what we are recovering from sale of that waste will be deducted before calculating the cost of production. I hope this part is clear to you, Meenu. So I have already considered the amount realized on sale of scrap or byproduct while calculating cost of production. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? Navneet, can you please be clear what exactly you want me to explain? I'm not getting what sales is deducted from purchase. I'm not getting, Navneet. Okay, see, Navneet, as I've explained earlier in the previous session also, if during transit some raw material is damaged or scrapped and if it is sold in the market, then that sale of scrap of raw material will be deducted from the purchase cost. But if any waste is generated from production process, if that waste is generated from production process, then that amount realized on sale of that waste will be deducted while calculating cost of production. So as I explained earlier also, there are two types of wastage. First, damaged raw material, if it is sold in the market, then it will be deducted from the purchase cost. But if any waste or scrap is generated from production process and that waste or scrap or byproduct is sold in the market, then it will be deducted. The amount realized on sale of that waste will be deducted while calculating the cost of production. So a scrap of that finished goods, basically, this is what I'm saying. This will be deducted while calculating the cost of production. How can we add, Navneet? It's not possible. And if it is an abnormal waste, then again, any sort of abnormal loss or abnormal scrap or abnormal waste, whatever it is, it will not be considered while preparing cost sheet. Anyone else? Anyone else with any doubts or queries? So if it is scrap of raw material, straight away deduct from purchase. But if any amount is realized on sale of byproduct or the waste that is generated from production process, it is to be deducted before calculating the cost of production. This is the simple rule. Let's proceed further. Pooja, as I mentioned also that this cost sheet is an estimated data. This cost sheet is an estimated data. So all the estimated figures will be taken in cost sheet and actual figures will be taken in financial accounts. So when talking about that estimated data, that is absorbed overheads are basically the estimated data. I hope it is clear now, Pooja. Yes, Pooja. So absorbed overheads are to be taken in cost sheet and actual overheads are to be taken in financial accounts. And if there is any difference between actual and absorbed, we do prepare the reconciliation statement. Anyways, guys, let's proceed further. Before starting with illustration number 3, let me discuss few practical questions. Then we will move towards illustration number 3. Let's start with practical question number 3 first. I request you guys to open practical question number 3. It's a very good question. Practical question number 3. I request you guys to open your study material. I am discussing practical question number 3, page number 6.24. So let's start. A limited company has the capacity to produce 1 lakh units of a product every month. I request you guys to open your study material, page number 6.24, practical question number 3. That is, a limited company has capacity to produce 1 lakh units of a product every month. It work cost, that is factory cost, varying level of production is given. That if we are working at 10% capacity, it is 400 and so on given. So if we are working at 100% capacity, the cost per unit goes down to 310 rupees. So at various levels of capacity, the work cost is given. That is the factory cost per unit is given. Now, the fixed administration expenses amounts to 1,50,000 and fixed marketing expenses are amounts to rupees 2,50,000 per month respectively. So administration cost general is given 150 and marketing cost, that is selling and distribution cost, is given, that is 2,50,000. The variable distribution cost is also given, that is rupees 30 per unit. So the variable distribution cost is also given, that is rupees 30 per unit. Now, it can sell 100% of its output at 500 per unit, provided it incurs the further expenditure. So they can manufacture and sell full 100% of the units, that is full 1 lakh units, if they are incurring the additional expenditure. So now see, the estimated additional expenditure is given. That is, it gives a gift item costing rupees 30 per unit of sale. So these are all selling and distribution cost. So if they are giving an item, gift item along with the product worth rupees 30, then they can sell the entire 100% of the product produced unit. Further, it has a lucky draw every month, giving first prize as 50,000, second prize as 25,000, third prize as 10,000, and 3 consolation prize of 5,000 each to the customer buying the products. So again, these are all the marketing costs that if you're incurring additional marketing cost, the units, the entire production can be sold. Further, it spends 1 lakh on refreshment served every month to its customers. Okay. It sponsors a television program every week at a cost of 20 lakh rupees per month. So again, that's also a marketing cost. Further, it is given in the question that it can market 30% of its output at 550 per unit without incurring any of the expenses referred in A to D above. Prepare a cost sheet for the month showing the total cost and profit at 30% and 100% level of capacity. I request you guys to read the question once again, then we will start solving the question. I request you guys to read the question once again. Read the question with peace of mind. Read each and every word of the question carefully. See, half of the work is done if you read the question carefully and with peace of mind. Generally, you will find many new types of questions in the exam that, "Aure, ye kya pooch liya, wo kya pooch liya." No, guys, the questions are simple. The point is that you have to read the question carefully with patience. That is the key. So let's start with this question now. We have to prepare the statement of cost. As such, the question is nowhere asking us to prepare the per unit column. See, read the question, prepare a cost sheet for the month showing the cost and profit at 30% and 100% capacity level. So the question has nowhere mentioned that you have to calculate the per unit cost. So if this type of question comes in exams, you can ignore the per unit column. You can directly prepare the amount column to save time. However, see, what I have observed that in the previous question, In fact, in the illustration number 1, many students were facing doubt or query relating to per unit. So I'm taking this part per unit also in this question. But yes, from examination point of view, if you want, you can ignore the per unit column also. So let's start with this question now. See, at 30% capacity, my work cost will be how much? 380 rupees per unit. See, guys, please check. At 30% capacity, my work cost will be how much? 380 rupees per unit. It is given in the question. Read the question, guys. See, various capacity levels are given 10%, 20%, 30%. So if we are manufacturing 30,000 units, my work cost will be 380 rupees per unit. So 380 into 30,000. So this will be 1 crore 14 lakh. One crore 14 lakh. And at 100% capacity, it is 310. So this is all what about work cost. Now, let me check if there are any of the 5 items that are given, that is quality control cost, research and development cost, administration overhead related to production, primary packing cost, and less credit for recoveries. So are these items given in the question? Please check. If not, then this cost will be what? My cost of production. So no information is given. So this will be my cost of production. Or in fact, no information is given in the question as regards finished stock. So this will be my cost of goods sold. Yes, Navneet and Meenu, what's the problem? Can you please brief? Okay, yeah. So now in this, we will add, so this is my cost of goods sold, in which we will add all the general administration overhead, selling and distribution overhead. So let's start with administration overhead. So see, general fixed administration overheads are given, that is 1,50,000. Then administration overhead general are given, that is 1,50,000. Now, next is fixed marketing expenses are also given, that is 2,50,000. Further, variable distribution cost is also given, that is 30. So 30 into 30,000. So let's calculate the per unit also. 1,50,000 divided by 30,000. So this will be 5. And 1,50,000 divided by 1 lakh, it will be 1.5. 2,50,000 divided by 1 lakh, this will be 2.5. And herein in this case, 2,50,000 divided by 30,000, this will be 8.33. So these are the costs that are given. Now the special cost. Let's start with each and every point one by one. Now, the special costs are not required for 30,000 units capacity. If you want to sell the entire 1 lakh unit, then only the special cost will be incurred. So let's start. The first item is, it gives a gift item costing rupees 30 per unit on sales. So 30 per unit on every unit sold. So 30 into 1 lakh, 30 lakh. So first item is done now. Next is, it has a lucky draw every month, giving the first prize as 50,000. So preparing a working note for B point. So first prize is how much? First prize is 50,000. Second prize is 25,000. Third prize is 10,000. And 3 consolation prizes of 5,000 each. So this will be 25, 25, 50, 50, 1 lakh rupees. Now further, it spends 1 lakh rupees on refreshment served every month to its customers. Next, it sponsors a television program every week at a cost of 20,000 per month. Sorry, 20 lakh per month. So 20 lakh divided by 1 lakh, this will be 20. Apart from this, I think everything is done. So we are ready with the total cost. So if we are going at 30% capacity, my total cost per unit will be 380 plus 5 plus 30 plus 8.33. That is 423.33. Next, when moving towards, if we are going for 100% capacity, my cost will be 3 crore 10 lakh, 1,50,250, 30 lakh, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3 lakh, 23 lakh, 3 crore 67 lakh. Sorry. Sorry, it is 396. It is not 2 lakh. I thought it is 2 lakh. 396. Yes, Divya, tell me. Yes, Divya, tell me.
Sir, gift item total will be 30 lakh and you wrote 1 lakh there.
Huh? Anything else?
No, sir.
Anyone else with any doubts or queries? Actually, there are so many zeros, so even I got confused while writing it over board. That's okay. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? Waiting for your queries, guys. So now we have the total cost, that is cost of sales, ready with us. So when talking about the sales value, it is given in the question sales value, that is it can market 30% of his output at 550 per unit. So they can sell it at 550 per unit. So 550 into 30,000. That is 1 crore 65 lakh. So in this case, my profit will be how much? 38 lakh. But when moving towards this part, if they're planning to sell 1 lakh units, they can sell it at 500 rupees. So this will be 500. So this will be 5 crores. So in this case, my profit will be 1 crore 4. So this is all what about this question. If you guys have any doubts or queries, you can post your queries. I'm done with this part. Waiting for your queries on this part now. Yes, Gayatri, tell me.
Sir, it is written that it can market 30% of its output at 550, like without those special costs.
Yes,
So,
yeah, tell me first. Yes, tell me.
wouldn't that mean like 30% of 30,000 or?
No. 1 second. Huh? They are saying that at 30% capacity, they can manufacture 30,000 units. And if they want to sell these 30,000 units, it can be sold in the market at the rate 550 rupees per unit. But if the availability is more, then they have to reduce the price to 500 instead of 550. Gayatri.
Oh, so it's 30% of level, not 30% of total units produced.
30% of 1 lakh. 30% of 1 lakh. The total capacity is of 1 lakh units. Of this, if they are manufacturing and selling only 30,000 units, these 30,000 units can be sold in the market at the rate 550 rupees per unit. This is what the question want to say.
Okay, sir.
Anything else?
No, sir.
I think still you are not clear. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? Yes. Meenu, Navneet, anyone? Kabira, Akhila, Ankita, Pooja, Anil, Nisha. Anyone with any doubts or queries? Regan. Mathili, anyone with any doubts or queries? Yes, Pooja, tell me.
Sir, in
Yes.
finance, in finance, sorry, sir. Sir, in cost sheet, we take both fixed and variable overhead. And
Yes.
in finance, we take only fixed, right, sir?
No. The cost can be variable or fixed in any ways. I mean, see, cost sheet is estimated data, financial accounts are actual data. So there can be, see, if variable costs are there in estimated data, then in actual data also there will be variable cost, no?
Sir, my question is, suppose it is given that actual factory expense were 1 lakh, of which 55% were fixed. So, in
6 lakh
financial,
into 55%, that is factory overheads 4,40,000. We can show it separately as fixed, and 3,60,000 as variable. We have to show like this in financial accounts also.
तो सर टोटल जो है एक्चुअल फैक्ट्री एक्सपेंस 1 लाख ऑफ विच 55% वर फिक्स्ड.
1 लाख, एक मिनट रुकिए, आपका क्वेश्चन है 1 लाख टोटल फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड्स है, उसमें से 55% फिक्स्ड है, राइट? हाँ जी, फिर
तो सर ये मतलब बहुत फाइनेंशियल और जो हमारा कॉस्ट शीट है दोनों में सेम आएगा या अलग अलग आएगा, ये जानना
अरे
चाहते
मैडम मेरी बात सुनिए पूजा, देखिए मैं कहना चाहता हूं आप एक्चुअल फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड्स जो वर्ड यूज कर रहे हैं ना, एक्चुअल डेटा इज रिटन ओनली इन फाइनेंशियल अकाउंट्स फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, ओके?
ओके.
और कॉस्ट शीट इज ऑल व्हाट अबाउट फाइनेंशियल, सॉरी, कॉस्ट शीट इज ऑल व्हाट अबाउट एस्टिमेटेड डेटा. If the factory overheads are given straight away and it is given 55% are fixed and 45% are variable, then it means it's, if nothing is given and if the question is asking you to prepare cost sheet, so we will assume that this factory overheads of 1 lakh is an estimated data and 55,000 will be fixed and 45,000 will be variable. Okay?
ओके.
अब आपको एक्चुअल फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड्स जो है क्वेश्चन में दिए हुए हैं. सी दिस इज फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड्स एंड दिस इज एस्टिमेटेड डेटा. नाउ लेट्स से एक्चुअल फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड्स दिए हुए 1,20,000, ओके, एंड इट इज गिवन 50%, 55% फिक्स्ड एंड रेस्ट आर वेरिएबल. So 1,20,000 into 55%, 66,000 we will show in financial accounts, in trading account as fixed and balance as variable also in trading account. See, you are just mixing up two things. Actual data financial accounts में आता है, estimated data cost में आता है. Variable overhead, fixed overhead actual भी हो सकते हैं और estimated भी हो सकते हैं. I hope it is clear now, पूजा.
तो सर ओनली क्वेश्चन में केवल एक्चुअल फैक्ट्री एक्सपेंस दिया हो और एस्टिमेटेड कुछ भी ना हो तो हम उसको
आप
कॉस्ट शीट
वो
में
क्वेश्चन आपका कॉस्ट शीट का होगा ही नहीं. जनरली कॉस्ट शीट में ना अब्सॉर्ब डेटा दिया हुआ रहता है.
ओके सर.
अच्छा, ये क्वेश्चन जो है ना, आपको ये प्रॉब्लम कब आएगी? जब आप ना स्टेटमेंट ऑफ रिकंसिलिएशन प्रिपेयर करेंगे ना, तो आपको क्वेश्चन में गिवन होगा अब्सॉर्ब्ड फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड्स एंड एक्चुअल फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड्स.
सर ऑब्जर्व्ड कुछ भी नहीं दिया है इसमें, सिर्फ एक्चुअल दिया है, इसलिए तो कंफ्यूजन आ
तो
गया कि
फैक्ट्री
किसमें.
ओवरहेड्स एंड एक्चुअल फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड्स गिवन होगा. दिस इज द क्वेश्चन ऑफ रिकंसिलिएशन ऑफ कॉस्ट एंड फाइनेंशियल अकाउंट्स, पूजा.
यस सर, लेकिन इसमें सिर्फ एक्चुअल का दिया है इसलिए.
किसमें?
एक क्वेश्चन है उसमें सर, इसलिए कंफ्यूजन सा था.
और वो आप एक्चुअल फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड्स आपको रिकंसिलिएशन स्टेटमेंट में होगा बेटा.
ओके सर.
आपको ये फिगर्स दिए हुए होंगे, अब्सॉर्ब्ड ओवरहेड्स एंड एक्चुअल ओवरहेड्स. सो इन दोनों का डिफरेंस कैलकुलेट करके यू हैव टू रिकंसाइल इट.
लेकिन सर इसमें सिर्फ एक्चुअल फैक्ट्री एक्सपेंस दिया है, एस्टिमेटेड का कोई डेटा नहीं था.
किधर, कौन सा क्वेश्चन है ऐसा? आप मुझे शेयर करेंगे?
सर ये फोटो खींच.
Just write a mail cma-inter@icai.in. cma-inter@icai.in. Okay?
ठीक है सर.
हाँ जी गायत्री, टेल मी. Yes, Gayatri.
So I had the same question, like so how to identify that in the language given in the question it is like 100% of its output, right? तो मतलब इससे ऐसा लग रहा है कि जितना आउटपुट कर रहा है उसका ऐसा 30% जो सेल कर रहे हैं वो बिना कोई स्पेशल कॉस्ट के, तो वो
देखिए मैं क्वेश्चन पढ़ता
कैपेसिटी
हूँ.
लेवल का पता कैसे करें?
देखिए, A Limited company has capacity to produce 1 lakh units of a product every month, and its work cost at varying level of production is as under. So, Gayatri, see, the company's capacity is to manufacture 1 lakh units. But let's say if they are working at 10% level, that is, if they are manufacturing 10,000 units, their work cost will be highest, that is 400 rupees per unit. So accordingly, as the production is increasing, the cost per unit is decreasing. I hope this part is clear first of all, Gayatri.
Yes, sir.
Now, see, अब आते हैं capacity पे. देखिए, it can sell 100% of its output at 500 per unit. What it means, Gayatri?
सर जितना आउटपुट है उसका 100% वैसे.
नहीं, जितना आउटपुट है उसका 100%. आप लैंग्वेज का जो आई मीन बेसिकली आपका जो आप ट्रांसलेट कर रहे हो जो हिंदी में, वो लैंग्वेज गलत है. इट कैन, वो अपना 100% आउटपुट जो है वो 500 पर यूनिट में बेच सकता है. 100% आउटपुट मींस 100% कैपेसिटी का आउटपुट 500 रुपीज में बेच सकता है. मार्केट 30% ऑफ इट्स, एक्चुअली थोड़ा सा लैंग्वेज में प्रॉब्लम है. आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट इट कैन मार्केट 30% ऑफ इट्स, सी 30% कैपेसिटी ऑफ इट्स आउटपुट लिखना चाहिए था. तो थोड़ा बहुत तो आपको कॉमन सेंस अप्लाई करना ही पड़ेगा यार. हाँ, थोड़ा सा लैंग्वेज में प्रॉब्लम है, आई अंडरस्टैंड, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे थोड़ा कॉमन सेंस आपको यूज करना पड़ेगा, गायत्री.
ठीक है सर.
हाँ, थोड़ा सा लैंग्वेज में कहीं ना कहीं वीकेंड से थोड़ा सा डिफेक्ट है. ओके.
ओके सर.
एनीथिंग एल्स?
नो सर.
थोड़ा सा लैंग्वेज में प्रॉब्लम है, बट थोड़ा आपको कॉमन सेंस यूज करके क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा, मैडम. पूजा, होपफुली योर क्वेरी इज रिजॉल्व्ड. Diksha sir, what is the of giving level of work was just yes to just to confuse you guys. Generally what examiner do is the question is straight, but language इतना वो लोग twist कर देते कि student feel like okay it's a new question or it's a new variety of question. But that's what I mentioned, that half of the work is done if you read the question with patience. अगर आप patiently पूरा question 2 बार शांति से पढ़ेंगे, so you will be able to figure out that there is nothing in the question. It happens with us also. If we find something new, then we'll be like, okay, what's this question? But if we read it once, twice, thrice, we are able to solve it. So it's not with you guys, even with the faculties also, it happens sometimes that if all of a sudden a new question comes with a new format, we have to read the question 2 to 3 times. But again, trust me, if you are thorough with the concepts and if you practice a lot in writing, again, try to solve the question as many as possible questions in writing. Don't do ticking that, okay, this is done, this is done, this is done, this is figure is okay. Everything is fine with the material or the authors, what you are referring. The point is start writing your own solution. The more you will write, the better you will be with the concepts. And trust me, you will feel more confident while solving the new questions or whatever it is. Anyone else? So don't get demotivated or like, okay, get confused that the pattern of the question is different. Everything is same, but yes, examiner will give you sometimes kuch ulta seedha karega so that you guys can get confused. And I mean, there is a surprise element that, okay, how to deal with it, but nothing like that. Half of the work is done. If you read the question with patience 2 to 3 times, you will be able to solve the question. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? Okay, Pooja, tell me.
सर केवल एक एडजस्टमेंट बता दो, इसकी बाकी सब मैं अपने आप ही कर
आप
लूंगी.
पूछिए, आप 2 पूछेंगे तो भी बताऊंगा, मैं आपको मना कर ही नहीं सकता. बताइए.
इसमें सर ये लिखा हुआ है कि assuming that indirect expense are absorbed on the basis of normal production capacity, and normal production capacity इसकी 40,000 यूनिट की है. एक्चुअल फैक्ट्री
वापस थोड़ा सा स्लोली बोलेंगे तो शायद मुझे समझ में आएगा, प्लीज.
सर इसमें लिखा हुआ है एक्चुअल फैक्ट्री एक्सपेंस वर 1 लाख.
8 लाख और 1 लाख?
1 लाख.
1 लाख, ओके.
Of which 55% were fixed.
ओके.
And sir इसमें लिखा हुआ है कि assuming that the indirect expense are absorbed on the basis of normal production capacity. And
देखिए, एक
normal
बात बताता हूँ.
हाँ जी.
बात बताता हूँ. First and the foremost thing, fixed overheads are always calculated on normal capacity. आपका क्वेश्चन आ रहा है फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड्स का, राइट?
यस सर. इसमें
So
मतलब कॉस्ट शीट प्रिपेयर करने के लिए बोला है, असर्टेनमेंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट बाद में रिकंसिलिएशन का भी क्वेश्चन है। तो इसमें लिखा हुआ है कि assuming that indirect expense are absorbed on the basis of normal production capacity and normal production capacity 40,000 is sir।
हाँ, तो डिवाइडेड बाय 40,000 कर दीजिए, यू विल गेट द अब्जॉर्प्शन रेट।
1 लाख का 40,000 करना है या किसका करना
नहीं
है
नहीं
सर?
नहीं 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 यार, दो चीजें हैं। आप ना ये इस चैप्टर का क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछ रहे, एक सिंपल सा फंडा बता रहा हूं मैं, आप देखिए। आई होप दिस पार्ट इज क्लियर टू ऑल। Let me frame a question for better understanding. See, the first point is, what I want to say is that fixed overheads are to be calculated at normal capacity. Let's say my 100% capacity is 1 lakh unit. However, let's say my normal capacity is 80%, and that too also 80,000 units. And let's say fixed overheads are given. Let's say 4 rupees per unit. Now, it's irrespective of the level of production, let's say we are working at 50% capacity, 80% capacity, and 100% capacity. My fixed overheads will be how much? Will be same. That is 80,000 into 4. That is 8 4s are 32. 3,20,000 will be my fixed overheads. Let's say variable overheads are also given. At 80% capacity is given. Let's say 1,60,000. So at 80% capacity, it will be 1,60,000. At 50% capacity, we have to calculate 80% is for 1,60,000. So at 100% capacity, it will be 2 lakh. And at 50% capacity, it will be 1 lakh. ये कैसे आया? 1,60,000 जो है वो 80% पे है, तो 100% पे कितना होगा? I hope now this part is clear to you, the difference in fixed and variable overheads. Yes, Pooja? Yes, Pooja? Yes, Pooja, tell me. This is what you want to ask, right?
It means sir in this question 1 लाख का जो 55% फिक्स है वो तो फिक्स रहेगा, जो 45% है वो 40,000 का प्रोडक्शन कैपेसिटी है उसके हिसाब से।
हाँ, जितना प्रोडक्शन बढ़ता जाएगा उतना प्रोपोर्शनेट वो बढ़ता जाएगा।
ओके सर।
आया समझ में? सो ओके, आप पूछ रहे हैं 55,000, अब मुझे समझ में आया। द पॉइंट इज फिक्स कॉस्ट रिमेन कांस्टेंट एट ऑल द लेवल ऑफ सेल्स, बट वेरिएबल ओवरहेड्स कीप्स ऑन चेंजिंग। आपका क्वेश्चन जो है वो बजट का है एक्चुअली।
नो सर, इसमें केवल कॉस्ट शीट पूछा हुआ है, प्रॉफिट पूछा हुआ है और रिकंसिलिएशन स्टेटमेंट पूछा
अभी
हुआ है।
समझ में आया आपको?
हाँ, यस सर।
क्रिस्टल क्लियर?
यस सर।
सो फिक्स कॉस्ट हमेशा कांस्टेंट रहता है, बट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड्स आर ऑलवेज कैलकुलेटेड एट नॉर्मल कैपेसिटी। आपको फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड हमेशा नॉर्मल कैपेसिटी पे, ऐसा नहीं है, मेनी स्टूडेंट्स डिड अ मिस्टेक दैट दे डू कैलकुलेट फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड ऑन 100% कैपेसिटी। सो नॉर्मल कैपेसिटी जो है हमारा 80% एंड 80,000 है, और इन फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड्स आर गिवन 4 रुपीज पर यूनिट। इट मींस इट इज टू बी अप्लाइड ऑन नॉर्मल कैपेसिटी, not on full 1 lakh units. I hope it is clear now.
ओके सर।
Nisha, anything you want to speak to? Any doubts, Nisha? Yes, Nisha Pal. At normal capacity, Navneet, my language is very clear that fixed overhead is always calculated at normal capacity. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? Yes, I'm done with this explanation now. Okay, someone, sir, please share a question, illustration number 4. I'll take screenshot. I did not. Akhila, you can just type over Google that CA interstudy material. You will get the material. Anyone else? It's up to you. You can calculate it at 20%, 30%, 50%. No need कि आपको 100% calculate करना है. Yes, for ease and comfort and for calculation comfort, sometimes students do, but it's okay. So anyways, guys, enough of discussion. So let's take a break. 1 second. Let's take a break. Thereafter, I'll be back with few more questions. Okay. So thank you so much. Let's take a break. Admin sir, are you there? Please break डाल दीजिए. Welcome back, my friends. So let me check the queries first. So let's proceed further. Any doubts in what I have discussed till now? Yes, anyone? Anyone with any doubts? Methili, what exactly you are finding difficult? Yes, Methili. Any doubts, Methili? So let's start. I have already erased the question. Anyways, I'll be discussing this concept in detail. It has nothing to do with cost calculation, Methili. I'll be discussing all these concepts in detail in marginal costing. Don't worry. So now let's proceed further. I request you guys to open illustration number 3 of study material. For the students who have not yet received the study material, I request you guys to open the soft copy. I'm sharing also the screen for your reference. Illustration number 3 of the study material. Those who want to take the screenshot can take the screenshot. It's a lengthy question. So let's start with illustration number 3 of the study material. I'll be discussing this question verbally because straight away आपको सिर्फ वो put up करना है table में. So let's start with this question, illustration number 3 from study material, page number 6.14. If the time permits, I'll be discussing 1 or 2 questions from the past papers also. So let's start with illustration number 3, page number 6.14. So the first point is raw material purchase 10 lakh rupees. So first and the foremost thing, raw material purchased is given. So after making adjustments of opening and closing stock of raw material, we will get raw material consumed. Now second point, GST paid on above is 18%, eligible for input tax credit. So the GST paid is 18% and it is eligible for input tax credit. Can anyone tell me what will be the treatment? Yes, quick guys. Yes, quick. Very good everyone, your answers are correct. Neither addition nor subtraction, because एक बार add करो फिर less करो, better it is to be ignored. Very good. Freight inward, very important guys. Freight inward, freight paid on purchase of material, it will be added to the cost of purchase. Freight inward, it will be added to the cost of purchase of raw material. Next point, wages paid to factory workers, direct wages. Contribution made towards employee provident fund, again it will be added to the wages. I have discussed this point specifically in the class, that direct wages paid, any sort of bonus, perquisites, allowance, provident fund contribution by the employer, all will be added to the direct wages. So this will go under direct wages. Production bonus paid to factory workers, very simple, again it will go under direct wages and it will form part of prime cost. Now see, royalty paid for production, as I mentioned, these are direct expenses. The list of direct expenses, few illustrative list of direct expenses is given in the study material, so you can check on study material also. This is specifically given, royalty paid for production, so this will form part of direct expenses. Amount paid for purchase of molds and patterns, 8,96,000, and their life is 2 years. So mold, patterns, dyes, whatever the amount paid, if they are used for 2 years, 3 years, divide it and amortize the cost. So the total cost is 8,96,000, and this is they are used for 2 years. So 4,48,000 will go in the current year cost sheet. Job charges we paid to job workers. Very simple, guys. Straight away given in the question, job charges paid to job workers. It will go under what? Direct expenses. Very simple, guys. Job charges straight away will go to direct expenses. Now, stores and spares consumed. Store and spare part consumed, it will go under factory overheads. जो भी lubricating oil, grease वगैरह consume होता है, कुछ भी consume होता है, it will go under factory overheads. Now, depreciation on factory building. Depreciation on factory building. The name itself says factory building. So, factory overheads. Depreciation on office building, office overheads. Depreciation on plant and machinery, factory overheads. Depreciation on delivery vehicles. Delivery vehicles are meant for what? For distribution. So it will go under distribution cost, selling and distribution cost. Salaries paid to supervisors. Generally, the supervisors are based in factory. So salary paid to supervisor will go under factory overhead. Anyone with any doubts or queries till now? Very good, everyone. Anyone, any queries, any doubts till now? Next, repairs and maintenance paid for plant and machinery. Very simple, guys. Repairs, maintenance, plant machinery hai, factory overheads. Sales office building is selling and distribution overhead. Vehicle used by the directors. Directors are generally based in office. So, repairs and maintenance for vehicles used by the director, office and general administration overheads. Job charges is not direct wages, my dear. Job charges basically, suppose I have received a big order. I've received a huge order of manufacturing shirts from a brand, let's say XYZ brand. Now, my capacity is to manufacture 50,000 pieces only. But suppose, let's take another example. Let's say I'm the manufacturer of shirts and I have my own brand, let's say Pro Shirts. I have a brand in the name of Pro Shirts and my capacity is 50,000 pieces in a month. Now, in a particular month, let's say I have received an order for 70,000 shirts. So 50,000 shirts I will manufacture and 20,000 shirts I will outsource it. So nothing is being, no work is being carried out in my factory for the remaining 20,000 shirts. I just give it to job work to some other factory. So this 20,000 shirts, the amount that is paid to the other job worker will not form part of direct wages, but it is paid to, we are outsourcing our work to some other company. So that's why the amount paid to them is what my direct expenses. I hope it is clear, Heyman. Freight inward, very simple, Divya. Freight inward किस पे pay करते हैं? On purchase of raw material. So freight inward will be added to the cost of raw material, as I have discussed also, that if you purchase a material from the supplier, whatever the cost till the factory gate will be added to the cost of purchase. And since freight inward is paid on purchase of raw material, so it will be added to the cost of raw material. I hope it is clear to all. Job charges and all, I hope it is clear, everyone. Yes, anyone with any doubts, whatever in running in your mind, speak up. The more you will interact, the better you will be with the concept. So whatever running in your mind, if you are not comfortable to post over the general portal, just post me direct message. I'll be addressing all your queries. Don't worry. So let's proceed further. Insurance premium paid for plant and machinery. Since plant and machinery is based in factory, so it will go under factory overheads. Insurance premium paid for factory building, it will go under factory overhead. Insurance premium paid on stock of material and work in progress. One second. Huh? Yes, so insurance premium paid on stock of raw material and work in progress. Very simple, guys. Again, raw material and work in progress is based in factory, so it will go under factory overheads only. Next point. Expenses paid for quality control check activity. The name itself says quality control. So after calculating the factory cost, few items. First, quality control cost, research and development cost, administration overhead related to production, primary packing cost, and less credit for recoveries. After making these adjustments only, we will get the cost of production. So this is basically a quality control cost. Expenses paid for quality control check activity, it's a quality control cost. Next, salary paid to quality control staff. Again, the name itself represents that it is a quality control cost. So simply it will go under quality control cost. Research and development cost paid for improvement in production process. Again, the name itself is speaking loudly that it is a research and development cost. So it will go under the head research and development cost. Expenses paid for pollution control and engineering and maintenance. See, two costs were given related to quality control. One cost was given related to research and development. Now they are giving a point, expenses paid for pollution control and engineering and maintenance. So it will not go anywhere. It will go directly under factory overheads. Very important. This point, mark it as important stars 2 to 3 times also in exams. Also, this question was asked that pollution control, engineering and maintenance, as suggested by the institute only, will go as per the institute approach only, it will go under factory overheads. Next is expenses paid for administration of factory work. Expenses paid for administration of factory work. So basically what? This is administration overhead related to production. So it will go under administration overhead related to production and it will form part of cost of production. Expenses, salary paid to functional managers. So there are various managers. So production control manager को जो भी आपने payment किया है, it will go under administration overhead related to production. Finance and account, it will go under general administration overhead. Sales and marketing, it will go under selling and distribution cost. Anyone with any doubts or? I have discussed in detail. Job charges paid to someone is basically my direct expenses. Anyone with any doubts or queries till now? Anyone with any doubts or queries? Next, salary paid to general manager. Again, general administration overhead. Now, primary packing cost, it will go as a part of cost of production and it will be shown separately. Packing for redistribution, it will go under selling and distribution cost. Interest and finance charges to be shown separately while calculating cost of sales. Fees paid to auditor, general administration overhead. Fees paid to legal advisor, general administration overhead. Fees paid to independent director, general administration overhead. Performance bonus paid to sales staff. Performance bonus paid to sales staff, it is selling and distribution cost. Now the value of opening and closing stock is given. Further, it is given amount realized by selling of scrap and waste generated during the manufacturing process. So basically what? It will be deducted while calculating cost of production. It's simply nothing but the amount realized on sale of byproduct. So this is all what about this question. These types of questions generally examiner don't ask. This is just to revise what we have discussed in this chapter. So anyone with any doubts or queries, you guys can post. I'm here to address all your queries relating to this question. Then if possible, we'll move towards few past examination question. So in the meanwhile, if you guys have any doubts or queries, any conceptual queries, whatever the queries you have, you can speak to me. I request you guys to read this question carefully and try to recollect that what I have taught, giving you 3 to 4 minutes time. Try to figure out that what all I have discussed in this question. By the end of this session, I want everyone to be perfect and clear, crystal clear with cost sheet. So whatever you have doubts, you can speak to me. Giving you 3 to 4 minutes time, just read the question again and write it down in your study material that it will go under factory, it will go under office. If any point you are finding it a bit difficult or tricky, you can speak to me. Giving you 2 to 3 minutes time. It is incorrect, Anil. Incorrect. No, Hemin C, you're talking about, I think, sales office building. See, repairs and maintenance, these are the sub point. Repairs and maintenance of what? First, plant and machinery, it will go under factory overheads. Repairs and maintenance of sales office building, it will go under selling and distribution cost. Repairs and maintenance paid for vehicle used by the directors, it will go under general administration overheads. Yes, Nisha, tell me. Yes, Nisha.
Sir, expense paid for administration of factory worker. This can be in factory overhead also. Why we are adding in cost of production?
Expenses paid for 1 second. For administration of factory work है ना. So see, there is a separate heading, administration overhead related to production, and in factory the production is carried out. That's why we are just classifying under administration overhead related to production. In fact, it is clearly given also that administration of factory work. That's why.
And so this expenses paid for pollution control, engineering and maintenance you told for factory overhead.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
थोड़ा सा ये पॉइंट कंफ्यूजिंग है, बट सी वी कांट प्लेस अंडर क्वालिटी कंट्रोल, वी कांट प्लेस अंडर research and development, we can't place it under administration over it. So the last option we are left out is pollution control will go under factory only, right? See, Divya, I have discussed this part in detail in the previous session. While calculating the cost of raw material purchased, we have to add certain items, we have to make adjustments of GST. Then only we will be able to calculate raw material consumed. So the best approach is freight inward will be added to the cost of purchase. So that will be treated as the cost of purchase. In this, we will add opening stock and we will subtract closing stock. We will get raw material consumed. I hope this is clear, Divya. So freight inward will be added to the cost of raw material purchased. I hope it is clear. Okay. Anyone else with any doubts or queries? So let's move towards few past examination question. I am discussing a question verbally of January 2025. I'll be sharing the screen for your reference. You'll find that in exams also the questions are very easy. The point is many times students get confused. So this question is from January 2025. So let's start with this question. If you guys have any doubts or queries, you can just simply mention. The following information relates to manufacturing concern A Limited for the year ended 31st March 2024. Raw material is given, that is opening stock and closing stock. Work in progress is given, opening stock and closing stock. Now, raw material is given 8 lakh rupees, inclusive of GST 18%, ineligible for ITC credit. So, waiting for your answer that how to deal with it. Can you please tell me? Yes, Nisha, tell me.
Sir, please discuss of January 2026.
I'm
Sir,
not
I found
supposed
many difficulties in that.
I'm not supposed to discuss January 2026 question because still the suggested answers are not out and I just don't want to discuss or create any sort of confusion. That's why. I'm
Because
sorry.
I solved it, but I could not get many answers that of that paper.
I know this. But the point is, honestly, I won't be able to discuss this in the live session, please. I'm sorry for this.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. That's why I'm purposely discussing all the utter. See, after the suggested answers are out, I can discuss and give my opinion. But till now, it's like I'm taking lectures on Institute portal. So just I won't be able to discuss this. I'm sorry for this time. Okay, so what will be the treatment, friends? Yes, what will be the treatment? And okay, so I have got answers. No addition, no subtraction. It is included. Okay, 1 second. Add menu, add, including, add GST, ignore, less 18%, no addition since it is already included, ITC not available, add GST as purchase, ignore. See guys, now very simple guys, this 18% is already included in 18 lakh. Now, no GST is credited. It means no GST credit is available. It means it will form part of cost of material. So, in short, GST amount is included in 8 lakh and the GST credit is not available. So, simply we have to ignore this line. So, no need to do anything. GST is already added in the cost of material, and since no credit is available, so no need to deduct. So, simply ignore it. I hope this part is clear to all. Very good, everyone. Now, next, primary packing cost. Can anyone tell me where it will go? If it is eligible, then 8 lakh divided by 118 into 18, that is 1,22,033 rupees will be deducted. If the GST credit is available, then 1,22,033 rupees will be deducted. Very good. It is correct, everyone. Fees paid to independent director, it will go under general administration overhead. Production bonus paid to factory workers, it will form part of direct wages. Job charges paid to job worker, direct expenses. Salary paid to supervisor, factory overheads. Wages paid to factory workers, direct wages. Salary paid to production control manager. So basically, this is administration overhead related to production. Sale of scrap generated during manufacturing process. Can anyone tell me what to do with it? From where, Gayatri? We have to deduct it while calculating what? Cost of production, right? Deduct from cost of production. Yes, we can say somehow, somewhere. Very good, guys. Next, selling overheads per unit, salary paid to general manager, it will go under general administration overhead. Freight inward, what we have to do, guys? Very good, everyone. Expenses paid for quality control check activities, so it will go under quality control cost. Now, here in the WDV is given, so factory building depreciation will go under factory overheads. Plant and machinery depreciation, it will go under factory overheads. And office building depreciation, it will go under general administration overhead. And insurance premium is to be calculated on cost. So insurance premium paid on factory building, again factory overheads. Plant and machinery, factory overheads. And office building, there is no insurance, so we have to ignore. Rest, the value of opening and closing stock is given. Closing stock is to be valued at cost of production. So I hope this part is clear to all, and I hope you find that question very easy. So the question was easy or difficult? Yes, guys. So the point is, if you start writing the solution, I mean, instead of just doing ticking that this answer is correct, this answer is correct, start writing your solution. Once you develop the speed to write, trust me, guys, you will feel very comfortable while writing the solutions in exams also. For every step, you will get marks. Nisha, I think you have any query? Anyone who are finding this question bit difficult, I can give you a briefing again. Anyone?
Sir, where, sir, you can do these, that additional informations are given how we will calculate by WDV and all.
See, additional, actually ना depreciation आपको WDV पे calculate करना है. See, it is given depreciation is charged on WDV, right? So what is
Yes.
the WDV for factory building? क्या है निशा WDV? Speak up.
Sir, 21,87,000.
What's the rate of depreciation?
10%.
So what will be the depreciation on factory building? 2,18,700, right?
Yes, sir.
It will go under. It will go under, Nisha.
Factory overhead.
Very good. What will be the depreciation on plant and machinery? You tell me.
So they are saying that WDV should budget directly It is a straight line method we are doing like this.
अरे क्वेश्चन क्या बोल रहा है डियर, ये चेक करो एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन में, डेप्रीशिएशन इज चार्ज ऑन रिटन डाउन वैल्यू।
Okay, not on cost. Okay, sir.
अच्छा
I am
कॉस्ट क्यों
confused.
दिया है बताइए आप मुझे निशा।
Sir, cost is given for straight line method.
नहीं यार, कॉस्ट इज गिवन टू कैलकुलेट इंश्योरेंस कॉस्ट यार।
Yes, cost price is insurance it is given now.
कुछ भी
This
फ्लो
we will
फ्लो
calculate.
बोलिए, पहले क्वेश्चन पढ़िए निशा। द पॉइंट इज लास्ट अटेम्प्ट का क्वेश्चन पेपर भी कॉस्ट शीट का इजी था, बट द पॉइंट इज स्टूडेंट डिडंट रीड द क्वेश्चन प्रॉपर्ली, दैट वाज द ट्रिक, अंडरस्टैंड।
Okay.
तो सी कॉस्ट
सर
प्राइस
वैसे सर हमारे जैसे सारे जो पास्ट ईयर्स के सर हम अपने कहाँ पर देख लेते हैं आईसीआई उस पे एक बार आप
आईसीआई पोर्टल पे अवेलेबल है मैडम।
तो सारे ही हमारे जैसे 10 years के जैसे भी हो सब।
Just type over Google past CA IPCC question. You will get many links wherein you can get examination papers of last 10 to 15 attempts. Don't worry.
Okay sir.
I hope this part is clear. Additional information का
Yes sir.
crystal clear. So
Yes.
depreciation किस पे calculate करेंगे निशा?
WDV written down
Very
very
good. और ये
well.
cost क्यों दिया है?
Sir to calculate insurance cost.
Very simple. चलिए. Anyone else with any doubts or queries, guys? Yes. Very good, Mr. Thakur. So the point is, paper tough nahi aata hai. The point is, students make it bit tougher. That's what it is. Let's discuss one more question from past attempt. Let me check 1 second. So September 2025 we discussed. Now let's discuss one question of May 2025. Again, the question is very simple, straight away. Stick to the basics. If you are done with costing the entire syllabus, you will be able to solve this question in minutes. And the question is of how many marks? 7 marks. It's just a bonus marks. Institute is given you free of cost 7 marks. So let's see how this question is. So kids company manufactures and sell two models of baby toys, namely Max and Pro. During the financial year, 1500 units of Max and 3600 units of Pro were manufactured. However, only 60% of the Max and 80% of the Pro were sold during the year. So Max and Pro. Units manufactured. How many units were manufactured of Max and Pro? 1500 of Max and 3600 of Pro. Units sold were how much? 60% of the Max. That is 900 units were sold, and closing stock how much? Similarly, for Pro also 80% were sold. So 3600 into 80% were sold. That is 2880 were sold. And balance 720 are still in stock. I'm just writing the question, not doing anything. Labor cost per unit of Max is 2 times that of Pro. Labor cost again per unit, not total labor cost. Labor cost per unit of Max is 2 times that of Pro. There is no opening stock and closing stock of finished goods or work in progress. Material cost is given separately for Max and Pro. But yes, you have to calculate the labor cost of Max and Pro. Work overheads are 50% of the labor. Office overheads are 20% of the factory cost or work cost. Selling and distribution overheads are given. You are required to prepare a cost sheet. So herein, this is just a free marks for you guys. The point is you have to calculate the labor cost, which you can do it easily. So can anyone tell me what will be the labor cost of Max and Pro? Waiting for your answers, guys. Can anyone tell me what will be the labor cost of Max and Pro? Waiting only. What will be the labor cost, guys? A very simple question and free marks in max. This question, 7 marks you can score in at the most 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, you can score easily 7 marks. There are so many answers of one question here. Guys, waiting for the correct answer. The total should be 1,21,000, I think. So let me solve this part. Again, it was a very easy question. Let the labor cost per unit of Pro be X. Therefore, of max, it will be 2x. So X into 3600 unit into the labor cost per unit is X plus 1500 units into 2x. This should be equal to how much? 1,21,000. That's it. So 3 plus 3, 6,600x is equals to 1,21,000. So value of x will be how much? 18.33 will be the cost per unit. So max and pro 18.33 into 27. Yes. Yes. 1 minute. So this is the correct answer and this was the trick. And I think there was nothing in this question. Or everybody's answer is incorrect. It's not written that the overall labor cost, the labor cost per unit. One second, guys. One second, there is some mistake in my calculation. One second. $18.333 is the value that what we calculated. That is 1500 into 2x plus 3600x should be equal to 1,21,000. So value of x will be 18.333. So this is of what? Max. Sorry, Pro. So for Max, it will be 18.333 into 2. That will be 36.66. So total units of Max are the labor cost. So Pro, it will be 18.3333 into 3600. Max will be 36. Yes, tell me everyone. Very good, everyone. I think I've got answers from many students. Yes, Lohit, tell me. Yes, I got confused in 1500 and 3600 since the question was not on the screen and I was sharing the screen. So I was not being able to check the question. This is the correct way to solve the question. So in short, the question are easy. The point is generally we do mistakes. Since even I was sharing the screen, so I was not being able to check the question. So I did multiplied wrong, but 18.33 is the correct thing. Rest multiplied by 3600 and then 18.333 into 2 multiplied by 1500. Since question was not on my screen and since I was sharing it and was checking your queries, so just did small mistake. So anyone else with any doubts or queries? This is the question. You can take the screenshot also. So I hope the question was easy. No, there was no twist, nothing. It was per unit. That was the key. So what mostly students did, they just did double directly, but it's not like that. The cost per unit is basically the double of the cost of max is double of pro. That is what the question is. Anyways, guys, so this is all what about this question. You can just type over all the questions are available over Institute's portal. So the point is the questions what generally the examiner do ask are very easy. कुछ ना कुछ छोटा मोटा point रहता है. It can happen anywhere. So that's what it is. We are done with cost sheet. I tried my best to cover all the concepts and many questions in detail. Still, if you guys have any doubts or queries, you guys can post your queries. Anyone with any doubts or queries? Yes, you can. Meenu. So thank you so much for your time and patience and for active participation in the session. See you guys in service costing. I'll be taking care of service costing and onwards all the chapters. So see you guys. Till then, take care of yourself and try to solve as many as possible questions in writing. There is no alternate of hard work. Don't do ticking and all. Just try to solve the questions in writing. And if you guys have any conceptual queries, I am there. So I'm there in the coming sessions. So you can speak to me, or else you can write a mail to cma-inter@icai.in. Thank you so much, guys. Done, sir. Bye-bye. Good day.